Buenos dias. My name is Megan Blake, and I am a Spanish teacher in Northwestern Pennsylvania. And today I'm going to be showing you how you can use the digital downloads for videos at Teachers Discovery with your students while distance learning. So, the one we're going to be working with today is actually one that I've used in my classroom for years now. It is the Teachers Discovery video about Mexican food. So if you have never shown one of these videos in your classrooms, it is usually it's a video that goes over very well with the students. So I particularly like the videos from the Moo Culture series. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and head over to Teachers Discovery. So we're going to type that into our box, and if I could spell, that would be great. teachersdiscovery.com. And right away, I'm going to go ahead and click on my subject area. So if you are willing to purchase these on your own, or if your school is able to go ahead and purchase them for you, these are great tools because they are downloadable videos. They're in an MP4 format, which is extremely versatile. So many different services will let you upload them to be able to share or be able to cast them for students to be able to watch. So it really is a great resource. So from there, they have automatically the remote learning resources come up when you first click on a language. We're going to go onto this left-hand side and scroll down to videos. Now, they have a lot of videos suggested. You can sort them by how many per page, and you can sort by the best sellers, how expensive or how cheap they are. What I'm going to go ahead and do, because I know which video I want, I'm going to go ahead and type into the text box culture of Mexican food. And if you're looking for a video about anything in particular, try searching the keywords and see if something pops up. So the very first one that comes up is the one I'm looking for, which is Moo Culture of Mexican Food video. Like I said, I already own this video. I have utilized it 4 or 5 times a year on average in my school year for the last 4 or 5 years. I've owned this video for a long time. And that being said, it is a little bit older, but not too bad. And even a few of the things that are outdated give you an opportunity to discuss things like inflation, like how prices of things have changed a little bit over time. But it might not be something you delve super deep into while we're distance learning. So they have the option of your digital download, which is something you can access right now today if you want to spend the $22 out of pocket, or whenever your school is able to purchase it for you if they are able to. And they also offer the DVD, which is the hard copy, which might take longer for it to get to you. And then there is a downloadable activity packet that you're able to purchase as well. Now, I do not own the packet for this video, but I'm going to be doing another video on Latin dance where I'm going to show you how you can even utilize the activities in this packet with distance learning. But for now, we're going to be focusing on the culture of Mexican food. Now, this video is, like I said, it's usually a hit with my students. It's fun. The two hosts, Jason and Esther, are a lot of fun to watch. My students think that they make a really cute couple, even though they're not a couple. But they really go through and show you a lot of authentic and delicious looking Mexican food and really open up kids' minds to the possibilities of things that they could try if they ever decide to travel to Mexico, or even in Mexican restaurants around this area of our country. I always like to encourage my kids to try new things. I have been able to bring in things like mole into our classroom for them to try, and always encourage them that if they're ever at an authentic Mexican restaurant, to try anything that they've seen in any of these videos in class. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go over to my Google Drive and show you a couple things. So the first thing is the video I have. It is in my recents because I have seen it recently, and it is located right here in an MP4 format. It's Mexican Food Teachers Discovery. Now, I do not do a fill-in-the-blank organizer with this. I don't have a bunch of questions that are leading questions about the video that they will fill in as they go, as they hear kind of the prompt to the question, have them fill in the answer. Instead, I do something that I call a sensory response graphic organizer. Now, what that is exactly what it sounds like. It is a graphic organizer that lists off the 5 senses. So we've got sight, sound, smell, taste, and feel. With that, we have the opportunity for students to type in things in the video that they saw, things in the video that they hear, and things in the video that they would smell if they were there, things in the video that they would taste if they were trying the food themselves, and things in the video that they would touch or how things feel. This video gives a really great opportunity for students to do some of these things. For instance, they are in Mexico City for a little while, and the ground is very uneven in some places, and they comment about how in one of the restaurants, the floor is tilted because the building has shifted, because Mexico City is built on ancient lake beds. So that's something that they can talk about with touch, is that they felt a little off balance because the floor was uneven. So after they've gone through, and they just fill in things as they occur to them while they're watching the video, so they can mostly pay attention to the video and what's going on. And then at the end, they go through and determine which of the things they wrote down under sight was the most important thing they saw. Which of the things they wrote down under sound was the most important thing they heard, et cetera, et cetera. For each of these things, they go ahead and put the most important at the end. The cool thing about this is because this is in a Google Doc for me, and it's something that is very, very easy to replicate, they can go ahead and they can turn it in Google Classroom. So I'm going to show you how to create the assignment in Google Classroom that contains the video and allows them to have a copy of this graphic organizer so that they can complete the activity and turn it in for you to go ahead and take a glance over and give feedback or a grade, depending on what you guys are doing right now. One side note, if you do not feel like recreating this, I've got you covered. If you would like, I have it underneath my shop under Teachers Pay Teachers. There's not a whole lot in my shop, but this is one of the things I went ahead and put in there for free. It's just the sensory response graphic organizer used for any video. It is currently free. It is in a Word document, but I also put the link to the Google Doc right here in the product description. You can copy and paste that link into your URL or into the web browser, and it should take you straight to the doc where you can make your own copy. In order to do that, after you put that into your browser and it takes you to this page, you'll only be able to view it until you click on File and Make a Copy. Then it'll make your own copy in your own Google Drive. All right, so after you have your sensory responses graphic organizer either copied, downloaded, or created yourself, and you have your video uploaded to Drive, like I said, that step is going to be the step that takes you the longest, especially if it's not already in your Drive. So do not do this right before you're needing someone to complete it. Make sure you have a little bit of lead time. Go ahead and click on those 9 dots in the corner that my students like to call the waffle. Come down to Classroom. And from there, what you're going to do is choose the class that you would assign this to. So I'm going to assign it to Spanish 1, because I usually do this with my Spanish 1s and my Intro to Spanish students. And instead of share something with your class, I'm going to click on Classwork. I'm going to click on Create, and this is going to be an assignment. Now I'm going to call it Culture of Mexican Food. That's the title of the video. And then I'm going to tell my students to watch the video and fill out the sensory response graphic organizer. And I'm going to go ahead and give them a limit. I'm going to say with at least or minimum 3 items under each sentence. Don't forget to complete the most important boxes when you are done. And I'm going to put that in quotation marks. All right. After that, I'm going to click Add and then click Google Drive. I'm going to click on Sensory Responses. It's the most recent thing that I've worked with, so that's why it's showing up right there, and I'm going to click Add. Instead of Students Can View File, I'm going to click here and change it to Make a Copy for Each Student. That means as soon as they click on it, it's going to create their own individual file in Google Drive. Now over here, I'm assigning it to Spanish 1. If you have multiple Spanish 1 sections, you can go ahead and from this drop-down menu, select the other course. If this is a material you would like to do, a material that you would like to use for other levels of Spanish as well, let's say that you also want your Spanish 2s and 3s to do it, you can also click them. I'm going to go ahead and click on Intro to Spanish as well. All right, and all my students are going to complete it. Our district is currently not grading things, so I'm going to mark it as ungraded. I'm going to make the due date the end of April, and that is everything that I'm going to do for this right now. Now, I could also potentially add, let me see if I can go ahead and put the video in here as well. Add. I can. So I just went ahead and added the video on here as well. So what that's going to allow me to do is, let's see, students can view the file. I'm not making a copy for every student. It gives them access to the video and access to the document. Now they may have to split the screen so that half the screen they have the video playing and half the screen they have the document playing. They could have 2 separate tabs if they want to, but it gives them access to the video and it gives them access to the document. This is one thing where I think Canvas does a little bit better job versus Google Classroom for this type of activity, because with Canvas, I can actually embed the document in the page with the video embedded in the page as well, so they can watch and keep track of their graphic organizer in tandem. All right, so the assignment has been created. It's called Culture of Mexican Food. If I click on my stream, it shows up right there as the new assignment, Culture of Mexican Food. When I click it, it shows me who's turned it in and who has still not turned it in. I can click on any student's assignment if I want to. But here's what it looks like to them. So you've got the instructions, the sensory responses, and the Mexican food video. So they could open it up in a new tab and then click the video. The video opens up in this tab. They just have to click play. And the video starts. And their very own sensory graphic organizer shows up right here. And like I said, if they want to, what they could do is they could just split the screen. So for example, I would just make this smaller. And I will make this one also smaller. And I can have my video going over here because it adjusts to the screen size, and I can be typing and doing that as I go. So that is what I do for this video. If you would like to see how you can do this in Canvas, I will go ahead and do that as well. Because I have my Google account hooked up to my Canvas account, I can go ahead and insert both of these things via Google in my Canvas. So I've actually already created this assignment in Spanish 1 beforehand. I intended to use it with my students, with my Spanish 1 students for distance learning. We are not doing new material, but they still will probably do this activity. So I inserted it into my food module and I put it towards the end. So I called it, actually this is a different activity. It is the Mexican food video, but I was able to upload it onto a different thing, and I was able to insert questions into the middle of it. So we're going to just ignore that for a moment. I've put it into Intro to Spanish before though. So we're going to go ahead and click on, it was under 2A. There we go. So I have created this assignment before, and now I'm just now realizing that it was also a little bit different for this class. Oy vey, we'll get there eventually. I didn't do the sensory organizer. I did a different organizer. But either way, this shows the same kind of idea. So you've got the Mexican food video on my assignment page. It's going to pull up the video here at the top. And I actually had them do a different type of graphic organizer for intro. I had them do deliciosa, asquerosa, and quiero probar, which is delicious, disgusting, and I want to try. Now, I could very easily insert the other document in here, and I'm actually going to go ahead and create that assignment right now. So all I would do is I would go to assignments under whichever class I want to make this assignment under. At the top right of the page, I'm going to click assignments. And then from there, I'm going to name the assignment. So I'm going to call it Culture of Mexican Food. And then I'm going to insert media. Let's see, plugin. And I'm going to go through, where are we at? Just one moment. Okay, so I'm going to go for an external link. Copy. All right, so I've linked the video there. I'm actually